A lot of people have been talking about AI and making music and AI auto tune and pitch correction. Now, my theory is that AI and auto tune and pitch correction makes all singers, all songs sound the same. Now, the reason I think that is because let's take three singers. Let's see, we take singer A, singer B, and singer C. Now, these three people will have similar vocal range and similar vocal uh, tone in their singing voice. So you have three singers with a singing voice here, and then you have things that make. You have the actual singing voice, and then you have attributes. Now you have bass attributes, and you have highs attributes. Now, this is one of the things that people just don't get when they start talking about sound manipulation in a vocal. So you have these three, and each one of these three has a high and a low range, a high, low, high, low, high, low. Now, while almost all three of these are going to have pretty much similar vocals, they're going to be very similar. Now, the similarity you probably will not hear. That's because A, B, and C, even though they have similarities in the middle vocal range, the range that we almost always hear, they are very close together. Let's say if A has a highs look like this, and B, their highs look like this. And of course we have C, where the highs look like this. Now, this also happens in the bass range, where you have bass is going to be slightly different for each one of them. We're going to assume that these are women, so there's not going to be much bass level, but it's going to be very similar. So you have three voices. Now, the way that you can tell these three voices apart is not in the middle, where the middle vocal range is. You probably won't be able to hear very much difference. The differences are going to be here in the highs, where the highs for the A, highs for B, and the highs for C are going to be very, very different. Now, let's say if we take those highs for each one of them and we give a little bit of compression so that you trim off half of the highs of each one of them. Well, now, once you start trimming off the highs of it, now you can see the differences between these two. And this third one, you can see the differences. But now, those differences are not as pronounced because sound compression, has taken away part of the discerning values of the highs. These are gone, so now all three sound even more similar. And then if you have AI comes in and then takes this last part, this part that's still discernible, this this part that you've chopped off, but is still discernible as being a difference between each one of these each one of these singers, and you tune them up with AI, then they're going to sound even more similar, because this discerning piece here is now the same in all three vocals, because AI has produced a similarity in all three. So now you have the natural voices, which are similar, and all the differences, the highs, the compression, and AI are removing all the other dissimilar parts. That means that when you get your record, when you get your sound, then Ariana Grande, Beyonce, Taylor Swift are gonna start sounding the same. Not because they are not different, because the differences are there in the recordings, but those differences have been chopped off by compression and AI. Then you add in a little bit more, because this wave function here is even though it's hard to discern the differences between them with this, there is still some slight differences in all three. Now, you've done compression and you've done AI and gotten rid of all the differences, and there's still some minor differences left over in the main vocal group. Now, if you take those differences and you smooth them out with pitch correction, then with pitch correction, these minor differences here and minor differences here and minor differences here are going to be corrected. So now you have with pitch correction. So now you have three different singers, A, B, and C, and they all sound exactly the same. Each one of them has been made into a straight line by the manipulation of the audio using compression, AI intervention, and pitch correction. So that is why auto-tune and AI are not good things. After this, everyone sounds exactly the same. So you can't tell the difference. If someone is singing a song, you cannot tell the difference between Rihanna, Ariana Grande, or SZA, because they all have similar vocal range, and then any differences, all the differences here, the differences here at the top, the differences here, the differences here, all of that has been taken away. The differences here, taken away. The differences here, taken away. So now you're left with just those three. And it's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you can hear the differences in AI produced music and someone that just is singing through a microphone.